When I first walked in here, I was very scared, like would I fit in, would I be good? And now I feel as if I've chosen the right things.
Well, I'm really glad I chose Ottewell because it's a very open environment. You're able to share your thoughts, opinions, without being judged. It's a safe place to be.
I thought that it was going to be really scary. And when I entered, I just felt this big relief that it wasn't. Everything felt in place and I felt like I was at home here.
As a parent, feels like a big jump from elementary school where every child is younger to junior high school where every child seems 6 feet tall and a lot bigger. The classroom sizes are bigger, the school is bigger. And so it feels a little bit overwhelming, but the warmth of the parents and the teachers, it makes a big difference. It made a difference to us.
When people hear that I teach junior high, they figure I must be crazy. Who would want to deal with kids at that age? But they're so interesting at this age. They're figuring out who they are and what their place is in the world and where they want to go. And it's such an interesting time to be in contact with them, to be helping them explore.
You learn discipline, especially because you need to practice to get better. And you learn dedication, you learn confidence because in jazz band you do solos in front of hundreds of people. So you walk up on stage and then you start playing and all the butterflies in your stomach just turn to joy. And then when the solo ends, you just stand there, everybody applauding you, and it's pretty sweet.
I really like the cross-curricular project because it could really combine my knowledge of all 4 core subjects. It's really important to be well-rounded and have a deep knowledge of all of the subjects.
I just love making food. It's always been something that I love, especially all the different flavors and places that you get to kind of almost visit with what you make. There's tons of different spices that they use in different places, and even just different fruits that they use. In Hawaii, they use pineapple, which isn't something that we'd necessarily use in Canada, but it makes you feel like you're part of their culture.
I was at a different school for grade 7 and 8, and then for grade 9 I transferred here to Ottewell. And the biggest change that I've noticed is the classroom dynamic. I'm in an academic challenge class now, and I think that it's been really beneficial for me so far.
We all kind of push each other to be better, which is really good. At my old school, I'd just be alone doing some extra work, which was kind of lonely. One of the neat things I got to do with AC is that we took part in Renaissance Fair, and we got to make these interactive booths where all of the grade 8s would come through and do our activities. And I did crime and punishment, so we learned a lot about some of the gruesome torture methods that they had.
One thing that surprised me, and it probably shouldn't have surprised me when I got here, was just the level of support for the fine arts, and especially for extracurriculars, and making sure that the kids have every opportunity to not just work in the classroom, but to get out of the classroom, to expand their minds in other places, doing hands-on activities.
My favorite part of basketball is it's really a team sport. I guess it helps you with character building. You learn to work together. I like taking part in a lot of different activities to help stabilize what I'm doing.
So in robotics, what we do is that we have a lot of different missions we need to complete with a robot. So we had to incorporate ideas, we had to learn how to solve problems together. Definitely the most important lesson that I've learned is that you can't do everything by yourself, you need a team, because programming 12 different missions by yourself is impossible.
Midowee is you learn about people who are hungry or don't have the luxury that we have. I didn't know that there were I thought everything's perfect, right? We live in butterflies. But no, when I grow up, when I'm 20 or so, I want to go to somewhere like Nicaragua to help people, bring food, bring water.
I guess people sometimes don't really think about those things, about what it feels like to be in someone else's shoes. And in drama, you get to do that. You basically have to pretend that it's you. And so by doing that, it helps you to just kind of think more about oh, what would that person do? And it kind of just helps you to see things from different perspectives.
The kids that I teach have so many big ideas. We talk about the problems, the things that are wrong, and they see solutions, and they get excited about changing things. And it reassures you that we're heading in a good direction.
It's so collaborative, and the standard that we have to reach in order just to play a piece successfully is so high that I really think it is a team collaborative sport. At the same time, the kids are learning to go off and do the disciplined individual practicing and work and come back. In band, we can't have a student who's only playing 50% of the notes or even 95% of the notes. So all the students have to look out for each other. They've got each other's backs and they help each other achieve that standard of excellence.
There's a lot of proud moments for me as a mom here at Ottewell. Everything from our son choosing to do academic challenge on his own and excelling beyond even his imagination, and our daughter with the different aspects of exploring music and arts, who's now in design studies in university. All the pieces that come together make me proud to be a mom of Ottewell kids.
Being in a non-judgmental environment, it just really helps me to kind of come into who I am as a person. I can tell people what I'm really interested in, and I can go to those things after school that I really want to do, and that doing those things is going to help me become who I really want to be.
I encourage the students to know that there's no one who can measure their potential, what they could do with work and time and effort from a test or at any point in time. I try to wrap up our classes daily by just asking the students, what mistakes have you made today? If they haven't made mistakes, they're probably not learning.
One of the ways that we teach excellence is by celebrating the good, talking about what made something good, or what about this response, this essay made it go above and beyond, and showcasing some of the great things. And it's fun when you can pick an example from a kid who maybe isn't consistently that 90+ student, but on this thing, he did this so well. I actually had a kid say, "Can I take out my phone and text my mom to tell her that? I've never been the good example before." So it's fun to find the excellence in everyone.